What's up, all my YouTube Magic friends and other folks? It's your boy, the Big Cat, and we are back with the fourth gift bundle of Modern Horizons 3, which is a set next to my heart, so let's open this one. Something like that. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna open this last gift bundle. The videos have been doing really well, really like this product. I need to clear some space too, so kind of time to open and clear things out. But that's why we got these. You know, this was kind of a little splurge gift for the birthday, new job starting. There's your insert. And yeah, just I thought these would be a lot of fun to open. I was a little skeptical on the collector's boosters pricing and at the time, and what with Assassin's Creed going up and down, there's a lot of volatility in the Magic ordering time when I'm trying to watch my funds in the market closely anyhow. So I just figured these would be a fun little treat, you know? Kind of a collector's booster worth, but a bunch of packs. And I mean, there's great cards in this set. Like, again, if you've watched any of my videos before, and I'll kind of go through the contents here, you'll see that beautiful sparkly spin down. Look at that, beautiful. A little Eldrazi symbol, great little glitter. You know, we love it. Millennial nostalgia here, guys. When you were a kid in the 90s, if there was stuff in this material, you were like special for a day. This was like magic material on the school ground. You could get yourself a new girlfriend or something like this back in the day. If only things were that easy now. Okay, what else you get in here? Some tokens, some beautiful Tamiyo art. If you are a Tamiyo fan, look at this set. This gorgeous pink and foil box here. Yeah, with that really cool alt art Tamiyo. So if you're a big Tamiyo fan, I find myself a Tamiyo fan, and honestly, look into her more. Her lore is really cool. When I learned about the Iron Scrolls and more about her purpose, the long story they've told about her since Eldritch Moon in through Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, and then up till now, it makes her really, really interesting character. And then we get two packs. These are full art lands. Yeah, summer foil, I just keep them papered. It's kind of nice to have. I mean, I'm one of those old nostalgic collectors. You throw this on a bookshelf, and in 10 years, it's like, dude, what even are these? Oh, they're wrap packs from that gift bundle so many sets ago. Yeah, so, you know, it's just fun. I like to hold on to little things like that. And then we get to the meat and potatoes, the meat and the taters here. We got 9 booster packs in Modern Horizon 3 and a collector's booster. So far, if you've watched my other 3 videos, the collector's boosters have been weak. My first 2 gift bundles both had a Ugin's Labyrinth, which basically ripped them off the top. We've seen some flares, we've seen some fetches, so some good stuff. The collector's boosters have been pretty bad. I don't even think I've opened a mythic in the collector's boosters so far, so pretty weak. But again, you know, this is one of those interesting sets. It's not all about the mythic slot. A lot of good rares between the you know, the OG Onslaught Allied Color fetches, and those have a retro frame now, which is great. Seeing those prices, I mean, between that and the heavy reprinting of the Zendikar Enemy Color fetches, you know, fetches are now between $10 and $20 each. Great time to get in, buy those. You know, if Modern continues to grow, you know, even if those don't return, just having those be that cheaper price, lower than Shocklands, is a really nice spot to just have them get your play sets. That you'll thank me later for Commander and Modern and any format that they're legal in. They probably won't be coming back to Standard, would be my guess. Not for a very, very long time, but anyhow, there's some great uncommons in this set as well. Modal face cards. Don't know much about Sundering Eruption there. Also, the cards are just really cleanly printed. Modern Horizons 2 had some rough card stock. I've opened some boxes where it's some of the roughest cut, thinnest feeling Magic cards of the last 6 or 7 years that I've opened. Honestly, it's hard to think of one. But there have been other printings too. Disa the Restless, who we know about. Green, red, black too. She's the cover legend for the Jund commander deck. Whenever a Lurgoyf permanent is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, all these great graveyard milling effects, put it onto the battlefield. So Lurgoyfs that go to the graveyard from your library or from your hand or from exile, as long as it wasn't the battlefield, put them on the battlefield. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a Tarmogoyf token. So a Goyf Lord, that's fun. I mean, I give them kudos for taking a tribe that really wasn't about tribalism and trying to make it a tribe that's fun. Jund is where it should be. So Annoyed Altasaur, another uncommon. So she ate up an uncommon slot, just fine with that. And Ral, Monsoon Sage. So a mythic right off the top. And Ral's spiked a bit. The most recent decks, I think he was in the Ruby Medallion Storm deck as a one-of, but he's very popular. Red and 1. He's a legendary creature, human wizard, nice 1/3 body. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so great for that Storm deck. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell during your turn, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, he deals 1 damage to you. If you win the flip, you may exile Ral, and if you do, return to the battlefield transformed. He is a red-blue planeswalker with 2 loyalty. He's a planeswalker type Ral. He enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. So mid-Storm Chain, or let's say you've cast 2 or 3 to flip him. I mean, you're going to flip him with at least 1, right? Yeah, so he'll at least flip for 3 because the way you flip him is that. Unless another card directly flipped him, but I'm hard to think of a spell that would do that. Any case, yeah, so I mean, Ral's going to come over as a 3+, really, and his +1 is until your next turn, instant sorcery spells you cast, so he kind of replicates his front side. That's not static, so like once you flip him, that's gone, but you can keep that. So you could realistically get him to 4 and keep that same ability if you're just looking to flip Ral. His -2 is deal 2 damage divided as you choose among any 1 or 2 targets and draw a card if you control a blue permanent, so kind of an electrolyze effect. That's not the best use of Ral, but to be honest, once you've flipped him, you can get all of that, plus keep him at 1 loyalty, so kind of depends if you want him in Planeswalker mode. And his -8 is exile the top 8 cards of your library. You may cast instants and sorcery spells among them this turn without paying their mana cost. So really the idea will be get to a big, juicy critical mass, let's cast like 5 or 6 cards, our mana morphos, our other different, especially if they're instants and sorceries and they cost 1 less. We're starting to cast them very cheaply. Let's cast several of them, flip him over, and then in our chain of effects, once that resolves, -8, rip those, cast those, and at this point, your storm count should be above 10, and you should probably win the game. So there we go. Ral, little mythic, very nice. Razorgrass Ambush is our foil, and a fish token, which is from the good old worm. The good old worm from Commander got reprinted. It's an uncommon now. Man, those things, remember when those were like $10? Anybody? Any boomers out there? Remember that when that Teferi deck, a lot of its resale value is because of that worm. I think a Deep Glow Skate was in there possibly. Solar Transformer, Reckless Pyro Surfer, Revitalizing Repast. Not bad in limited, honestly. Gives a creature indestructible and its modal. Deep Analysis, and there's the bird. Nadu. So very nice hit. Nadu's kind of the big rare. Won a ton of tournaments last week. I haven't seen a banned announcement yet, so it might be time to move some Nadus just while his price is hanging up there like it is. But incredibly strong. Blue, green, and 1. He's a 3/4 flying bird wizard, so good body evasion, good tribes. All creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put it in your hand. This ability triggers only twice. So with this and things that target creatures for free, you effectively, for every creature you have in play, are drawing 2 cards or putting 2 lands into play, which is absurd. I mean, this and 1 other creature, and an effect that can target them for free is looking at the top 4 cards of your library and either putting them on the battlefield as lands or drawing them, saying go, and then repeating that effect. I mean, that's an 8-card advantage. And when they're lands, they're just onto the battlefield. They don't come in tapped too, which is like cracked. I mean, think about that. If out of those 8 cards, 3 are lands, you have 3 more land to start playing some of the instants and sorceries you've been drawing. I can picture all kinds of crazy formations with this card, so he's absolutely cracked as well. Good old Nadu. Pulling some rippers, some high-profile boys here. All right, there's a plain mountain and a zombie token, so some nice showcase cards from the set here. Modern Horizons 3 is awesome. That's all I can say. I think Modern Horizons 3 is a fantastic set. One of the best Magic sets in a long time. It's really exciting. With that and Bloomburrow coming out, and honestly with Ixalan and Eldraine, the last Eldraine set, there it is, old Reefworm at uncommon. It's an uncommon now. Sorrow for those of you who spent money on it. Hopefully nobody spec'd on it. Abstruse Appropriation. There we go. A nice bulk rare. It's black. It's an Orzhov rare with instant and devoid. Exile a permanent. You may cast it as long as it remains exiled. You can spend any colorless mana as though it were mana of any color. So Anguished Unmaking that lets you play the spell. I mean, this, I don't know. I think Anguished Unmaking and cards like that are some of those, I don't know if people play them highly enough, but if you're in Orzhov, the ability to just destroy permanents, um, is really shouldn't be overlooked, because that problematic food chain or that problematic artifact, those very specialized types that are critical to the game that you need to shut down at activation speed, having an instant like this is great. And it's also devoid. So this is actually a pretty good card. I think this should become especially decks that generate a generous portion of colorless mana, not just Eldrazi's, but artifact decks. Man, go spend that colorless mana and go cast your, casting your opponent's food chain when you nuked Prosh, like the guy plays his Prosh, you kill his food chain in response, get it out of the way, and then later, like, play your food chain in your own Kalia deck, and then when they start you know what I mean? Like, that's good. That's good. So a bulk dollar rare, but a commander playable in my opinion in the right deck. You know, you don't build a deck around Abstruse Appropriation, but I mean, compared to Anguished Unmaking, which is to me a totally viable, legitimate, if not particularly exciting or synergistic Magic card, there it is with even more. Ooh, looks like we got a portrait card in the back there with that big stripe on the side. So let's see. Marionette Apprentice, a Proud Pack Rhino, a Skittering Precursor, Priest of Titania, down at Uncommon with the little Urza Saga gear, an absolute beatdown. If you want to have a good day, make a casual elf deck from all the elves in your bulk, put some of these in it, and just beat the crud out of your friend or brother. And this card makes people cry. We love it. Flare of Malice. So the black flare is 2 black and 2. It's an instant. You may sacrifice a non-token black creature rather than pay its mana cost. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with greatest value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Again, I think this is one of the weaker flares. I like Edict effects personally. I think they're much stronger in one-on-one. I also think they're much stronger in decks where you know that the Edict fits into your game plan about how your removal is going to activate. This one being your opponent sacrifices based on this cost. It's just there's a lot of variables here to get this to do what you want. Like, this spell's fine. I just don't think it's optimal enough. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I think that's one of the weaker ones. So, oh, and it's a foil. Wow. So that's a little unfortunate because this is really not the one of these we would want to get. But these are cool. So Rasheen, the Roaring Prophet, and it's foil. So we might have to make this deck just because of this card. I mean, it does look great. Blue-green. Red, green, and 2 for a 4/4. She is a giant shaman, so some cool tribes. When she enters the battlefield, mill 6 cards. You can put a card with X and its mana cost from among those into your hand. Tap her, reveal any number of cards with X in their mana cost from your hand. Add 2 colorless mana for each revealed this way, and spend that mana only on X cost. So, you know, if you're playing X Matters, again, by the time you have 2 or 3 of those in your hand, she is adding 6 more. I do wonder if this card just plays better in other Roshin, or if Roshin plays better there. Big red green X though does sound like a fun deck. The amount of mana ramping you need to do to get there, and then which X spells you play, and then also to not just be like hosed by the blue player every time you're finally like, well, I have 19 mana now, are you ready to see my spell? And he's like, I am, because I have 2 blue untapped. Or these days, I mean, there's 4, blue has 4 counter spells that don't cost any mana. Technically 5, I guess, with Pact and Negation. So yeah, I mean, the fact that there is, you know, a 20th of their commander deck could literally be counterspell they play on you blind is a little scary, but you know, hey, commander's about having fun. I like Rurik Thar. Rurik Thar decks take me back. I'm a boomer, bro. Just make everyone pay 6 life if they're not playing creatures. That's my type of thing. Just punish them for not meeting you on the battlefield. Okay, Arcbound Condor, Null Elemental Blast, looking great right there in the retro frame. Sink in a Stupor. That's one of those money uncommons we set aside. It's worth a couple bucks, and it'll have a nice life. A Theomancer, great reprint there. Great little commander reprint. You know, these were slowly creeping up, and you just see so many lists that are like, you know what, that's who we want. And Dreamtide Whale, not my most favorite card, but honestly, I think it's going to find a home in the future. Wait for something to crack this. A combo will come out that will crack this, and there's probably people brewing right now. So some fun cards in that pack. That was a pretty fun one. Okay, we're making our way downtown. Man, you can probably tell if you watch a lot of my videos, I'm pumped up. I had a good workout today, got a lot done. Did some stuff for the new job, and I have a new coffee drink I've been making at home, and you can probably tell I'm pumped right now. That's why I was going to bring that up. I was like singing my little coffee drink song. I'm making my way downtown, cold and brown, drink it down, coffee town. That's my little coffee drink song. You're free to use that. All right, there's our boy. Nothing really too saucy in that uncommon slot. Gengar. They got Gengar on a Magic card. He is the most Capenna dude. Who authorized this? Like, in a way, this so reminds me of like old Magic cards where like, okay, we're going to take a walk with me down memory lane, kids. What was it like to play Magic 25 years ago? Well, 25 years ago, 1999, let's even go back further. Let's go to like 1996. Wizards would print cards like this, cards like Aben Prater. Go look up Aben Prater. I believe he's like sentencing the Easter Bunny to a stay in hell or Phyrexia or something. In any case, they would print these cards that were big and demonic and had tons of words on them. And then you would just sit there lusting about like, isn't there a way to make this powerful? Isn't there some card I've never seen? And this, like, these were in the days where the internet was so primitive, it was hard to tell. You can look at this and confidently understand now in the lexicon of Magic of where we are. First off, he is a demon. And he's a 6/6 flying. He's an elder demon. I don't think adding the word elder to that means anything in Magic now. So we'll see. But he's a 5 mana 6/6 flying with abilities, which does show you how far we've come, because back in the day this would have drawbacks. So sacrifice another creature, make a blood token. If you sacrificed an angel this way, create a number of blood tokens equal to its toughness instead. Then for 3 Orzhovs, sacrifice 6 blood tokens, return each creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter. Those creatures are vampires. So he wants angels and he makes them into vampires. But he also has a, I want to say Talia, but I don't remember her name. The little chick with the labrae piercing from Orzhov. She's gotten a few cards. Is that Talia? I can't remember. In any case, she walks with a cane. She's great. We love her. In any case, she has been one of those archetypal aristocrat cards. Sacrifice white creatures, make black bats. Sacrifice 3 bats, make a white creature, or something to that effect. I think possibly in the right sort of aristocrat deck, Gengar could be something. But I think then with also adding on top of aristocrats, blood tokens, angels, and vampires, like, do you want to get a vampires ETB trigger? Do you want to have cards that make all of your creatures angels so they make more blood tokens? How do you get blood tokens to work in the common synergies when a lot of token synergy has started to run away with either being treasures or foods and blood and clues? I mean, clues has even gotten a lot more. So who knows? Let's sit and wait on Gengar. The sun hasn't set, but it's like you are jumping through so many keyworded hoops to get this to work that I just don't know if it's worth the headache, to be honest. Sorry, that was a long rant about that somewhat not that important card, I guess, but there you go. You know, if you aren't here to just listen to a guy rant while he opens some booster packs, I don't know what you're doing. There are other channels on YouTube. I highly recommend them. Tolarian Academy, Bad Boy Gaming, Alpha Investments, MTG Goldfish, all fine channels. Shuffle Up and Play. EDH Rec has one. There's so many good channels. Yeah. Okay. Brain Surge, Shrieking Drake, another great throwback, good old Visions card. Dude, my homie used to have a Shrieking Drake Shrieking Drake Equilibrium deck that was designed to like piss you off back in the day. Guys, Magic's come a long way. Here we go, the White Flare. Haven't opened this one yet. 2 white and 2. Okay. It's an instant, fantastic. You can sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay its mana cost, and until in a turn your life total can't change, and permanents you control. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh, this is it's not quite a Teferi's Protection spell, but it's about as close as you can get without copying that. This is actually fantastic. This new sort of interaction they're pursuing in Commander, rather than having it be like they go off, what about a counter spell or like instant speed removal? This I really like that they've opened the door to, well, what if when you go off I become untouchable, I go into a shell for a turn, these like this like uber fog. Fantastic design, great card. I can't wait. I'm gonna throw that in the deck. Let's go. I'm hype on that, you guys. You have no, get out of here. Dream Drinker Vampire, looking great in that art. And an art card, look at that. Boy, she's a warm gal. She's a warm gal. That heat wave is striking the United States. Oh, okay, let's go. Whoa, oh, all right. All right, I'm having too much fun, you guys. All right, commons, you've seen them. Brain Surge, Titan's Vanguard, Etch Slith, Victimize, that's a great card. I love that they've used that art more. Urza Saga reprint, very good. Aether Revolt, now we're talking about some more rares we don't care about. 2 red and 2, it's got Revolt. As long as a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent, it deals that much damage, +2 instead. Whenever you get 1 or more energy, it deals that much damage to any target. I mean, it's an energy ramping card that you want in energy, but I already find some of these effects to always be cheating in on your red strategies, like Torbran, love him. Ojin Anaxadil, or whatever that red god from Ixalan. Please don't kill me, guys. You know who I'm talking. Onij Axadil. That, something like that. In any case, those cards that do like that extra damage are good, but I often find that like, you really don't want too many of those. They're just like, oh, if you can go off, they'll speed your combo up. Like, for example, I play old Purphoros. I play Boomer, Purphoros, turn Krenko, Sideways, Mana Echoes as a deck. And you could put this in there. Sure, hey, why not? If it's, because it does make it so every Purphoros trigger is 2+ that, so for 4. And if you got Torbrain out there, it's even more. And then there's some doubling effects like Furnace of Wrath or whatever. But whenever you get 1 or more energy, I'm ready to see where they bring energy back to make these energy cards work. And there we go. Foil Crabomination, baby. The crab. 2 black and 4. He can emerge from this artifact for 2 black and 5. You may cast the spell by sacrificing an artifact and paying the emerge cost, which is reduced. So turn your Thran Dynamo sideways for 3 and sacrifice it, and now he costs 2 black and you've got 3 floating. Ooh. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles the top card of your library. A card at random. Wait, what? When it enters, target opponent exiles the top card of their library, a card at random from their graveyard, and a card at random from their hand. You may cast a spell from among those cards exiled this way without paying its mana cost. Okay, he's an exile caster. That's fun. Again, how they're using the exile zone to create new ways to cast and interact for many colors in Magic, especially black. Love that. Okay, last regular pack. What do we got? Just some commons. Whoa. Esperzoa, jumping. Planar Genesis, whoa. I had a Sega Genesis as a kid. Blue-green, instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put a land card from among them on the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put a card from among them in your hand. Okay, so kind of a extra land blue-green card. Grim Servant, just fine. Eldrazi Ravager, hello, nice to meet you. Disciple of Freyalise, deep analysis. And here we go, Ripples of Undeath. This is a pretty good card. I hate the dumb eyeballs. The little goofy eyeballs make it look like a silly little Pokemon, whereas if those were just black holes, I would be scared of whatever this, like, Tuskama gig died. But anyways, for black and 1, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, mill 3 cards. Then you may pay 1 and 3 life. If you do, put 1 in. I mean, this is great. This is great card selection. If you have graveyard interaction, this is just basically letting you interact with your other hand. I mean, milling 3, and then you can look and decide, oh, do I want any of these in my hand? Like, this is such a great, this is a sublime design. This is 2 simple effects with a cost, attached to an enchantment that create a fluidity to an entire play style that spans across multiple keywords, archetypes, and colors in the game. Beautiful card. I hate those goofy eyeballs. Cranial Ram. And an island. And an art card. There he is. Eladamri, Korvek Doll. Okay, the card you all came to see. Boy, this is a long one. I've been ranting. I'm sorry. Hopefully you liked my other videos. This is the long one. This is the finale. Okay. Let's see what we got. We got a foil. Nyxborn Hydra. Scurrilous Sentry Wingit. Inventor's Axe. Then we got a Planar Genesis. Planar. Indebted Spirit. Royal Cartographer. There we go. A full art foil Swamp. Retro frame Meltdown, looking gorgeous. Foil retro frame Lion Umbra. Foil Nadu. Hey, let's go. The bird. He birded. He birdin'. He birdin'. We should move some Nadus before that ban announcement gets hit. That's what I need to do this week. Blaster Hulk. 2 red and 6. It's an artifact creature pirate. This spell costs 1 less for each energy you've paid or lost this turn. Okay, that's not bad. 8/8 haste. Whenever it attacks, you get 2 energy. Then you may pay 8 energy. When you do, it deals 8 damage. Okay, that's kind of fun. Silly. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Strix Serenade in the full art. That's a beautiful card. That's a beautiful card. The sister spell to Swan Song. Sister spell to Swan Song. Yeah, I was just trying to see if we could do it all with S's. Counter target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. You usually want to counter those in the game of Commander, especially for 1, and you get a 2/2 blue bird. Yeah, I'll replace your commander for a bird to get you off for a turn. I mean, to get you off of your curve for a turn. Excuse me. What's happening? Anyway, Strix Serenade, looking good. Border free. That's a beautiful card. That's a nice card. Let's go. Ulamog the Defiler in the retro frame. Let's go. What a beast. Let's break it down, kids. 10. And it's that slightly off-center old school 10 that boys like me have come to love. This is looking evenly cut, too. It's a beautiful card right there. Eat your heart out. Legendary creature Eldrazi on that colorless retro frame. When you cast this spell, target opponent exiles half their library. Round it up. Yeah. Ward. Sacrifice 2 permanents. Ooh, it's got Annihilator Ward. It used to destroy your permanents when it attacked. Now it destroys your permanents when you target it. Ulamog the Defiler enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. Not just from your opponent's wackadoo library that you just smoked into the aether, but anything. Your Prosper Tomebound deck, your crazy pulling Eldrazi's out of the sideboard with wish effects that your buddies have rule zeroed in, whatever you want to do. Boy, oh boy. He has Annihilator X, where X is the number of counters on him. Yeah, that hurts. Let's read that line again. So you remember how we have a card that's worth like 8 colorless because we tucked it under Ugin's Labyrinth to get the, let's say 7 colorless, right? So we put a card that's worth 7 colorless under Ugin's Labyrinth. That way we're getting 2, we're speeding through the game. When we cast this boy, he's going to come down as a 14/14 with Annihilator 7, Ward, sacrifice 2 permanents. You cannot let that attack. God have mercy on your soul if they have Swiftfoot boots when they play this. You may as well shuffle up. You are down. You are down. Love it. Ulamau, God. And a Sowing Micah Spawn in the full art foil rare there. So you can see, I mean, these collector's boosters are swinging. Without that Ulamog, we'd have been a little sad. Our foil Nadu would have been holding it in for us. But Sowing Micah Spawn, you know, he's fine. He's a very fine guy. But there we are, guys. This actually turned around. I mean, with the Ulamog and the 2 Nadus, no fetch lands in this one, and the Flare of Mediocrity over there. But we did get the White Flare, and we got some other fun stuff to boot. A Ral as well. So this actually was a pretty good one. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I hope these are fun. I don't know what else you're going to see until Bloomburrow hits on my end. just a lot going on outside of the cardboard life. But thank you so much for the views I've been getting on the channel lately. I've experimented with some different video types over the last couple years. So go back, watch those. There's more to come. Who knows? Depending on the new schedule, I may get into cracking old stuff, definitely buying some new stuff, and just enjoying hanging out with everybody who sends a comment, a like, or a view. So thank you so much. Catch you on the next one. Peace!